we go. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your December 2020 reading. I am doing these readings specifically for, well, I'm going to try and get them all up before the eclipse in 2 days. But they are meant to reflect the last 3 weeks of December and the energy going into 2021. I've just recorded recording Aquarius right now. I've just recorded Capricorn. So now we're doing Aquarius. Honestly, you guys, Jupiter and Saturn moving into your sign at the same time is pretty freaking monumental. It's gonna be interesting, I'll tell you that. Okay. So, for this reading, I will be using a Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargom, illustrated by Will Worthington. I love this deck. The only downside is that the cards are bigger than my hands, so I have to shuffle them like sideways. Yeah. I've got some sage and some Palo Santo burning beside me here. Oh yes, and I will be pulling an Elder Futhark rune as well. Actually, I'll show you. Before I get started. I just finished making these actually. So, got some scrap leather, made it into a beautiful little bag here, and then these are my new runes that I'll be doing for public readings. Yes. I like the leather. Interesting. I wonder if you're gonna come out again. Okay. So, oh, and if I feel like I need any clarification for any of the things that come out, I'll be using the Illuminated Tarot by Kayleigh. Keegan. This is a pretty interesting little deck. It is a tarot deck, but it's not really a tarot deck. Like, it is and it isn't. They decided to take the major arcana and like work it into the minor arcana. So there's only 53 cards rather than 78. So it's interesting, and that's why I will be using it for clarification rather than for the reading itself. Because the major arcana is there, it's just combined with minor arcana, so it's a little bit weird. But anyway. So, a little prayer before we begin. Thank you, God, universe, for rising me out of my bed today. Getting me to do my work. Thank you for bringing Aquarius here. Thank you for allowing me to give them whatever message it is that they need. Please allow me to speak clearly, concisely, so that whatever message needs to be passed on can be passed on. Please allow Aquarius to hear what they need to hear. And please protect me from any outside influence that is not for both of our highest goods during this reading. Thank you. I'm excited. Very excited. They don't want to shuffle. Come on. Fine, I'll do it this way. Alright, Aquarius. Let's do this. we're ready. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the next little while is the Queen of Swords. I love that she's in purple with blue. Gorgeous. She's extremely serene. I think it's kind of interesting though that this is this particular queen seems to be like on a hill, and it's barren around her, but it's the air element for you. She also has bare feet. I really love some of the details in the art on this deck. Some of the court cards are barefoot, some of them are not. And I think it's actually really significant. So anyway, the Queen of Swords. She is sure. She's sharp-witted. She's incredibly intelligent. She values justice. And is not afraid to cut a bitch out if she needs to. Now mind you, when I say he, she, and we're talking about the gender or the sex of the court cards, this has absolutely nothing to do with your physical gender or sex. This has everything to do with the energy of the psyche, and please do not be offended if you are male or female and I refer to you as he or she, and you are not either of those. Flip it. You know what I mean? The Queen of Swords. I like that she has like silver hair to really, I feel like that denotes wisdom. And this is only the second reading, but I've got like a frog in my throat. I'm having trouble speaking, and that's really funny because the middle card is the Ace of Swords. So this reading is all about communication. So I wonder if, Aquarius, up until this point you've had issues with communication, and perhaps something has been blocked that you need to say. I don't know. So, let us continue. I'll be doing a 9-card box spread. We'll go from there. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Jesus. Whew, Aquarius. Whew. Okay. So I'm going to go through these horizontally and then vertically, combine it all. If I need any clarifiers, I'll pull a clarifier and then a rune at the end. So underlying energy is, this is an energy that I feel you're moving into, being sure about your decisions. Yeah, and really standing for justice. So, the Ace of Swords in the very middle. We'll go over that first. So the Ace of Swords in the very middle. Oh my goodness, like seriously, this was not happening during the Capricorn reading. This is some new communication idea, insight, something along those lines, whether it be from another person or from within yourself, from the divine. You know, it could also indicate like some kind of synchronicities. I love that it's like the Lady of the Lake. Also, that's a Norse or a Norman style sword. I'm a geek, okay. So yeah, it's coming up out of this lake like some kind of communication from deep within your emotions and Your psyche actually is coming forward like, ah, you can't ignore me now. Yeah. Okay. Top row. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Dang. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Wands. 6, 10, 10. So, top row, this is like what's happening in your psyche, what's happening in the spiritual realm, above you. Take it how you want to see it. The Six of Pentacles is typically like a balancing out of wealth, a balancing of wealth. You know, you see this figure, he's got a staff and a pretty pot in front of him, and he's giving out coins to people holding out their hand. Oh, also something that's kind of interesting as well is the tree that's in the background here, and behind him is all green, and then down here this is a barren tree and it's winter. I don't think I've ever pulled this card for myself in a reading. It's really interesting. And actually the staff that he's holding reminds me of the Lord card, which would be the Emperor. He has this staff. I don't know if it's the same staff. But anyway, so Six of Pentacles is usually like, I don't know, equal give and take. But in this case, especially with it being reversed, and kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this card is that you can only give and give and give so much until you yourself are barren. Whether that be with your physical possessions or what. Also, there's this idea kind of floating around out there of this Great Reset nonsense. And Aquarius being the sign of the humanitarian, but also the revolutionary. I wonder if, well, I wonder how you personally feel about redistribution of wealth. And things along the lines of communism and socialism. Now, I do not want to get into a political or philosophical debate, but as much as I feel like it is incredibly unfair and unjust for people to be making a lot of money based on the slavery of others, I'm worried. I'm incredibly worried about some of the ideological tendencies that or the ideological leanings that are coming up during this time that have to do with distribution of wealth. And I want you to be cautious, Aquarius, that anything yeah. I want you to be cautious because there's no such thing as a free lunch. And it's important not to be or stay dependent or allow anyone to be dependent upon you. So let's back up and get out of the philosophical, political stuff, because that's not what this is about. This is about Aquarius. With Jupiter and Saturn conjuncting at 0 degrees of your sign, tropical, on the 21st. Jupiter and Saturn together. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've already heard a little bit about this, but it's definitely a money conjunction. And there will be shakeups in the financial areas of life for everybody. Damn, what an interesting card. Okay, moving on. Just be wary of that. So we have the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. And I also feel like the Six of Pentacles being reversed means that it's a toxic situation that you could be in. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be money. It could be any other kind of wealth, whether it's like wealth of information or action. I don't know. You tell me, Aquarius. Okay, and then next to that, two different tens, Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Wands. So Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Wands. Ten of Pentacles here, we have a figure who is nearing the end of his life. He is surrounded by his kids and his grandkids and a big old dog. But he looks bored. He looks bored as fuck. So the tens, and then the Ten of Wands. This is about burdens and oppression and nearing the end of the journey, but needing to push over that last hill. Okay, so the 10 and the 10. 6 reversed, 10, 10. I'm spending a lot of time here, I know, but it's I feel like it's really important. So the 10 of Pentacles is a signifier of you're at the end of this cycle, whatever this cycle is, and we're about to experience a rebirth of a new cycle. And the Ten of Wands. Wow, you know what? With these two massive planets moving out of your 12th house for Aquarius, moving into your first house, there's definitely gonna be like some stuff in your subconscious, in your psyche, that has felt extremely burdensome, finally coming to an end. So you will be able to lay down the burdens and maybe relax a little bit. But we're not, I got the feeling like we're not quite there yet. Okay, moving on. Underneath the Six of Pentacles is the Six of Wands reverse. So 2 10s and 2 6s. So 6 of Wands is typically like victory. That's wild. 2 6s both upside down. Yeah, usually this is like victory and like valor and leadership qualities. You know, he's gone off for a hunt and he's come back extremely successful, or like he has yeah, that's actually, I feel like that's what it is. Or it could also be like you know, you've won some serious battles. Reversed, perhaps you are being undermined, or perhaps you are not seeing those battles come to fruition, whatever the case may be for you. Especially considering the last row, it's like nothing you do is quite enough. Then we have the Ace of Swords right after that, and then the Princess of Cups. So this takes a nice positive twist here. It's like, something's not working. Something is extremely unequal. Like 2 6s, 6 is supposed to be balance and equality, or equality and like equal give and take in some way. Both of them being reversed is like there's some extreme disproportionality going on, and that's no good. And the Ace of Swords is like, aha, by Jove, I think I've got it. And then the Princess of Cups, that's really beautiful. I'll show you the Princess of Cups. She is gorgeous. She is very serene. So we have her standing beside a body of water, and there's also like a little flowing stream right beside her feet. It looks to be the autumn, and there's a circlet around her head with a moon on it, indicating that she is obviously from the lunar cult. And she's got this chalice, and she's like, just like soaking it in, loving life. Princess of Cups. This is, oh, she's got a really long beaded tassel thing. I don't know what that signifies. So, oh, there's also a face in the tree. Ooh, interesting. And the things you notice, also, you'll notice she's barefoot as well. Okay, so this signifies either a person or an opportunity or an inner process occurring where you come to some level of emotional peace. Or perhaps there could be somebody offering that kind of thing to you. Typically, though, I don't typically view the princesses as somebody outside of you. It's typically something, an internal process. But it's the beginning. It's the spark. It's the initial manifestation of that. Could also potentially be like an awakening of some intuitive and psychic gifts, which I like that. So that's pretty cool. Alright. From like extreme disparity and like unbalanced scales, oh, to idea, and then a new upwelling and outpouring of peace and just content emotions. And then bottom row, this could be like physical manifestations, it could be challenges, it could be obstacles, it could be a whole slew of things. We have the King of Swords reversed. So there's the King of Swords. And compared with the Queen of Swords, he is wearing shoes. So this first row is all reversed. Everything else is upright. That is wild. So the King of Swords, there's this river in the background. River typically indicates some kind of mental and or psychic process. So anyway, the King of Swords, it's like up until this point, you know how my throat chakra was definitely acting up. It's like up until this point you haven't been able to, or haven't wanted to, or maybe a combination of the two, been able to speak your mind. It's like something has been holding you back and probably causing some havoc in your life. Okay, then we have the Eight of Cups. That, my friends, is an eclipse, a solar eclipse happening. What? And then the Magician. That's great. I just got chills. Okay, so King of Swords reversed, Eight of Cups, Magician. Something tells me that okay, so the other thing about the King of Swords is typically it's someone that's rather intelligent, otherwise quite intellectual, obviously, swords, right? They use planning and cunning, and it could be that this has been blocked. Alternatively, it could indicate someone that is conniving and uses their intellect in a more negative or selfish manner. Like they use that masculine energy of the communication and the intellect in a controlling way. And the Eight of Cups is you abandoning shit. Getting the F out of there. So this is realizing that what was there, what you thought was there, is empty and barren. And the eclipse, that is freaking wild because literally there's a total solar eclipse in 2 days. And yeah. But yeah, this is like you're realizing that nothing more can come from this situation, so you know that you're missing something, so you're going off to go and get it. You're going to find that ninth cup. The cool thing about it being the eclipse, other than like the crazy synchronicity with just timing, is eclipses and new moons in general, but eclipses specifically, that is all about new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. So there's definitely something magical happening for you, Aquarius. And then the Magician. This is straight up the manifestation and the ability to create and take action and use the skills that you've acquired in conjunction with spirit. I think it's really significant that, you know, there's 4 elements here on the table, on his ritual table, but he's also pointing up to the skies, to spirit, right? So also, his wand looks rather phallic, actually, so that's I'm a little bit immature sometimes. Well, I'm not gonna apologize, but yeah. So you're taking your skills and putting them to good use. So wow. So really quickly, because I know I spent a lot of time going through that horizontally, I'm just gonna quickly go through the vertical here. So past position, or what's kind of been happening up until now, we've got the 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, King of Swords, all reversed. So that's like maybe it was equal at one point, or there was some reciprocity, but it's not happening. It's not happening anymore, and you're really not loving it. There's no loving it happening. And then, yeah, like the 6 of Wands is like, somebody that you thought was a teammate is not a teammate. And the King of Swords, yeah, like, I would say, like, it's, this is definitely something that you need to overcome, whether it's, you that is not being honest and scheming, or whether it's just not using your voice, or whether it's someone that's in your vicinity that is acting in rather shady ways. Okay, middle row, what's happening now? We got the Ten of Pentacles up above. I feel like that's actually pretty positive. So you're definitely like sitting on or sitting with some comfortable kind of like estate-like stuff. You've gotten some rewards. You've built a stable base. But perhaps you need to allow something to end there. And then in the middle, Ace of Swords, flippin' beautiful. This is like breaking through and allowing that communication to come out, or allowing it to come through, whichever it is. It's like the aha moment of, okay, I need to do something about this now. I can't just sit around. And then the last row, Ten of Wands, Princess of Cups, and then the Magician. Nice. Ooh. So you are abandoning ship of something that's not working, that's not fulfilling, that's not, it's causing some, like, some really unbalanced shit to go on. And, you're about to end some kind of oppression, some kind of overburdened state, and come to a place of peace within yourself, maybe even to be able, like, in order to be able to offer anybody else any kind of cup or anything really, you have to be stable within yourself. Okay, and then the Magician, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's really crazy with the Queen of Swords underneath. This is all about balance and not being afraid. What did I say at the beginning? The Queen of Swords is not afraid to cut a bitch out if she needs to. Maybe you need to cut a bitch out. I don't feel like I need clarification, so I'm not going to pull any cards from the other deck. But I do still want to see you, okay? Sick. Do you like that super scientific method? So the card, I'm going to take the one that actually landed upright on top of the Magician. It's Laguz. Let's turn around. There we go. Laguz. Laguz. Laguz is number 21. Interesting. I like that a lot. Okay, so Laguz encompasses the idea of water and of how we are always in a state of flux, but the rune poems for Laguz talk about how you are embarking on a journey. This whole life is a journey, and there will be tests upon the water, and whether you survive those tests or make it through those tests depends entirely upon the readiness of your vessel. So it speaks of physical readiness, but also psychic and emotional readiness. So it urges you to take the journey, to not be afraid of embarking on that journey, of allowing access to your deep inner self, and yeah, allow access to your deep inner self, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Because the journey is worth it. And if you don't take the journey, stagnation will follow. What happens when you don't water a plant? It dies. So if we don't water our inner selves, if we don't allow the water to flow, stagnation and death occur. So there you have it, Aquarius. I do offer personal private readings. Definitely email me if you're interested in my description. My email is in the description box below. Yeah, feel free to comment if this resonated. And if it didn't, you know, comment about that too. I feel like this is going to be an exciting year for you, Aquarius. I feel like change is inevitable, and I urge you to embrace change. Okay. Merry Christmas. Happy Yule. Happy New Year.